Hello friends, today we will do paraphrasing of the poem The Road Not Taken. Stanza 1. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both. And be one traveller long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Once the poet was walking down a road, and then there was a diversion. There were two different paths, and he had to choose one out of them. The poet says that as he was one person, he could not travel on both. He could travel on one road only. He had to choose one out of these two roads. Here, in this extract, yellow wood means a forest with leaves which are wearing out and they have turned yellow in color. The poet kept standing there and looked at the path very carefully as far as he could see it. Before taking the path, he wanted to know how it was. He was able to see the path till from where it curved, after which it was covered with trees and was hidden. Stanza 2. Then took the other just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. The poet started looking on other path for a long time to check if it is the right path for him or not, and then he decided and started walking on another path because he felt that the path was better for him. So he chooses it as it had grass on it, which means that it was unused. Not many people had walked on this path earlier. That was why the path was grassy. And after covering some distance, he realized that both paths had worn out the same way. Now stanza number 3. And both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. The poet says that both the paths were similar that morning. Both had leaves on them, and no one had stepped on them as they were still green in color. He decided that the day he would take one path and keep the other path for another day, although he knew that one way leads on to another way. He knew that he could not go back on the choice that he had made. Now stanza number 4. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. He says that in the future he will take a deep breath and say that once upon a time he had reached such a point in life that there were two options for him, and he travelled on that road which had been travelled upon by lesser number of people. That decision decided his future. Thank you, friends.